What's going on, everybody? K to the 2 here with our TBU Season 5 draft analysis. Yes, that is correct. We have some things to talk about. Now, first thing we're talking about is the fact that I don't have any graphics for this. And why is this? It's because I decided to wait till the last minute before uploading or just recording this draft analysis. Excuse me. Before recording this draft analysis, there we go. I waited till the last minute to record this, and so this is the quality of recording that you guys get. But I will promise you that it will be of the highest quality commentary, I guess. I don't know where to go from here, so start over? No, so basically I can start out by talking about tiers, because TBU is sticking with tiers this season. We get one S tier pick, 2 A's, 2 B's, 3 C's, 2 D's, and 2 E's or below, whatever. We get a viewer pick, 100%, and the bench has been decreased in size to 2 mons, and the overall roster is 10 mons. However, the viewer pick must stay on the team at all times. So that's that. So I decided, you know what? Let's try to get something good. Lots of good shit was allowed this season, including Mega Mawile, Landorus Incarnate with Sheer Force. So those are things that I hoped would fall to me, but then the fucking draft order was revealed and I was 9th overall, and I was like, great, I'm not going to be able to get any of those. And then also on top of that, Mega Lopunny and Mega Gardevoir had just gotten released before the draft started, so I'm thinking, wow, I'm not going to get any of these great mons that just came out, because it's for sure that they're going to go. So of course, first overall, Mega Mawile goes, like it should. Second overall was Mega Lopunny, so there goes that dream. I forget who was third. It was Paul, he got Mew, okay. Fourth overall, Mega Gardevoir. Fifth overall, the thing that I wanted the most out of those was probably going to be Kyurem Black, and Trev ended up taking that. And then the next couple picks, Jim took Victini, I know that for sure. And if you've noticed by now, Landorus Incarnate had not been taken, and I completely forget who was before me, but they didn't take it, so I'm like, alright, let's take a Sheer Force Landorus in the first round. So yeah, that's Landorus. Not really going to talk about it that much. It does what it does. It has plenty of great options that I'm going to be thrilled to use this season, and yeah, because of that, we're gonna have a lot of fun with Landorus. Yep, that's gonna be our S pick, our one and only S pick. We aren't allowed to get another one. So next round comes back to me. I'm thinking, you know what? I definitely want to get myself a good traditional fairy. I do best when I have a traditional fairy on my team. And traditionally, I do best when that fairy tends to be Sylveon, and hey, look what made its way to me. We got Sylveon, which is absolutely amazing. So this is Sylveon. This is Stacy's mom, and really, again, not really much to say. It's Sylveon. It just does what it does. It's a traditional fairy. It has Wish Pass, Baton Pass, Calm Mind, Hyper Voice, Pixelate, fucking. You know what Sylveon does. It's been like almost 3 years of Draft League content on this channel. You guys know what Sylveon does. So I decided, hey, let's get something like super strong to pair with Lando for my offense, and something that was like a really good B tier mon that gives me some good priority, and something that I've also never used before, Lucario. That got to me, and it's not really a stretch to get it in the third round. It's not really a surprise for it to fall that far either. Yeah, this is Lucario. He is our B tier pick, and yeah, I was really happy to get Lucario. Really nice attack set, really nice special attack, kind of middling speed, but it makes up for it by the fact that it has like really strong priority on both sides by having stab, bullet punch, stab, vacuum wave, and extreme speed, because extreme speed's strong as fuck, and I like extreme speed. And I haven't had any good extreme speed mons before in my drafts. So, like, Lucario, boom, fits. Yeah, that's going to be Lucario. Next up, I decided I want some hazard removal. That's definitely going to be important. Also, there's going to be some Zygardes running around this league, so I want to have a good Zygarde check. So I decided to get a round 4 Decidueye, which was a C tier pick. And Decidueye is a very nice bomb because, of course, it also gets Baton Pass. It can Baton Pass Nasty Plot or Swords Dance. It also gets the trapping move. Fucking Spirit Shackle. There it is. Found it. So it can trap in something, start setting up on it, and if I really want to, I could like pass it into like Landorus. Can you imagine that? Whew! Like a rock polished Lando? God damn, that sounds... I'm shaking in my boots right now, just thinking about it. But besides doing that, like Decidueye is really good on its own with Swords Dance. It's a really good Swords Dancer and Nasty Plotter, considering it is a Ghost type. There's really not a lot that switches into +2 Shadow Balls. It also hits super hard with its stabs, with Leaf Blade and Spirit Shackle. Gets nice utility options with Defog. It has Roost instead of Synthesis, so I can use it outside of, like, I can use it inside of Weather in case I run into Weather teams this season. So yeah, that's going to be all I'm going to say about Decidueye. Next up, I decided, hey, let's start looking at potential fighting switch in, or not really fighting. That's not what I'm looking for. Let's get some Spadef on the team is what I was more so saying. And like a bulky water. There we go. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want a Slowking. That's what I got. So I got a Slowking. Also another C tier mon. So that's 2 of my 3 C tiers that I ended up getting. Slowking, very nice utility, of course. Has tons of options. It can be offensive, it can be a defensive pivot, it can be whatever I want it to be, really, except for fast. It can't really be fast. It has to use Trick Room to be fast, but it's just not fast on its own. But throwback to TBU Season 1, I had Slowking. I loved the thing, and I don't know, I had a lot of success with it. It helped me like wall a Mega Medicham against Anima, which was like really cool. That's when I fell in love with Slowking, and I haven't used it since. So might as well get reunited with it here in Season 5. So it's been 4 seasons since I've had Slowking. So yeah, that's a thing that happened. Also, as you're seeing, I have a plan in mind for my A tier. So like I decided I can wait on my A tier pick until the bench, because nobody's taking any A tier fire types that I decided. So I decide I'm gonna let you know I get Heatran later on, but I'm waiting until the bench. So like consider it already on my team, but it's not there yet. So just keep that in mind. This is why some of the picks seem more like reaches than others. This is what tier picks do. Is that it opens up options for you to get the things that you want much later on in the draft. You're also going to see I don't have another B tier pick until the last pick in the primary round before we switch over to the bench picks. Yeah, I decided to wait on my extra A and my extra B pick in order to take the 2 things that I ended up taking. So keep that in mind. That's why we're taking our final C tier mon right here, which is going to be, I decided, yeah, let's get like a good normal type. That sounds like amazing. And the one that I ended up going for was Miltank. So, like, Miltank, Slowking, and Sylveon is going to be like really good bulk together. And I enjoy using Miltank. Definitely like it. Gives me another reliable stealth rocker should I need it. Gives me another heal beller should I need it. If I don't want to run it on Sylveon, I can be okay with running Miltank. It gets a ton of options, and really, if I build it right, it never dies. So that's good. Unless I'm running into fighting types, but then again, I have 3 fighting resists and a fighting immunity. The other Mon I have is a Lucario. So I feel pretty good with Miltank here, being able to do its job. So that's why I get Miltank. I just think bulky normal type is like really nice. Speed tier so far looking very nice as well. We got one over base 100, one at 60, 90, 70, 30, and now Miltank at 100. So that's very nice speed tiering. Everything is unique at the moment, and pretty diverse. Nothing top end quite yet, but we will get there for sure. So these are our first 6 rounds. I really liking the way that the team's shaping up. So let's go ahead and take a look at the second half of our team. Now, first Mon on the second half, I decided, look, I need a Dark type. Dark types are great. I also would like T-Spikes on the team because T-Spikes are my favorite move to go for in Draft League. It's my favorite move. And also, having a counter to T-Spikes is very nice, so something to soak them up or defog them away. In this case, it'll be something to soak them up because I ended up getting Drapion, which is a D tier pick. So yes, this is going to be here with us. It gets T-Spikes, it gets Pursuit, so like I don't lose 100% to the stupid pieces of shit that I'm going to have to run into this season. And by that I mean the psychic types that are super hard to deal with. So yeah, that's going to be Drapion. It gets knockoff, so it's better than Skuntank. Actually, Skuntank is garbage, and I would literally have any other Poison Dark type than Skuntank. I would rather have a Alolan Grimer than Skuntank. Mark my words. If I ever run into the situation where I say, I need a Poison Dark type, even if I need a Defogger, nope, Alolan Grimer. We can make amends elsewhere. No Skuntank ever. None for me. So yeah, that's going to be enough about that. Drapion, yes, we have that on the team now. So I decided to get our final D tier pick. Go ahead and wrap up our D tiers. We have 3 Cs as well, and then I can pick my B tiers and my my remaining B tier and my remaining A tier in order to get everything that I want. So I decided to get Seismitoad. Why did I get Seismitoad? Now, Seismitoad is another D tier mod. Gives me more rocks. So at this point, I have 1, 2, 3 things now with Stealth Rock. Seismitoad gives me a water immunity, which Slowking doesn't. So having a second water type is great. Having a second ground type is also great because it protects Lando. And by that I mean it forces people to think, oh, do I run HP Ice or do I run HP Grass to hit Seismitoad? So it forces them into that dilemma. That's what I really like about things like Lando Seismitoad like I have, or Lando T Gastrodon. I really like that quirk. Garchomp Gastrodon. Shit like that. I really, really enjoy having dual grounds that force your opponent to think, do I bring HP Ice or HP Grass? That's the main reason why I got Seismitoad, because it's going to help protect Lando in certain situations. And if they don't prep for Seismitoad correctly, then they are going to have to pay the consequences, because Seismitoad is a really hard mon to prep for, because it has so many different options that it can present in the middle of the game. And if you don't have the correct hidden power, you're going to get punished by either Lando or Seismitoad pretty much. And pretty reliable rocker too, so like, might as well. So, because I waited so long, this is the final pick of the main roster. I decided to wait for my Mega because everybody had a Mega, and I didn't see anybody taking this. So I decided to get Mega Aerodactyl. So that is a B tier pick for us. Now, Mega Aerodactyl, I said earlier, I didn't have any great top-end speed. Well, now I do. Mega Aero is a really hard mon to switch into, especially because it does have the Tough Claws boost, and also, it's like really bulky, and by that I mean, let's take a look at his stats real quick. 80, 85, 95, that's great bulk to start with, and because it has base 150 speed, it outspeeds like everything in the format that isn't Ninjask, or it doesn't speed tie with Mega Aerodactyl, or fucking Mega Alakazam, that's what we're talking about. Mega Aero outspeeds everything, so I can run Adamant a lot of weeks, and I can invest more bulk into my HP. I can invest, instead of putting it into speed, I can put it into HP and I will be fine. Other weeks, I might be forced to run a lot of speed to outspeed Scarfers and whatnot. But yeah, Mega Aerodactyl is, well, it is a fourth rocker on the team. I'm not probably going to run rocks, but it is, I feel like it's going to be a great pairing with Lando, because it's going to be really hard to switch into Lando and Lucario already. This just gives me all the offense, pretty much, that I'm ever going to need. And in combination with Sylveon, Slowking, Miltank, even Seismitoad, like I've already mentioned, Heatran, that's a lot of bulk to go with this offense. And I feel like Mega Aero fits this team really, really well. I have resistances to all of its weaknesses, and also Mega Aero can help switch into fire types should I need to, because they might be running grass moves to hit Slowking or Seismitoad. Mega Aero can come in, because it's so bulky, I can build it bulky, I can take those moves, I can force out the fire types, and then I'll be good. So like, that's going to help out with fire types, which my team, like, it kind of struggles, but also doesn't really already. But it's nice to have the extra option to have that. So let's go ahead and head to the bench picks. Now, I decided, as we already said, I'm getting Heatran. I decided to get it in the first round of the bench, which actually kind of came back to cost me, because there was a electric type in the E tier that I kind of wanted a little bit more, but I wanted to make sure that I got my second A tier, because there was one person, Slyro, who didn't have an A tier and also didn't have a fire type at that point, so I wanted to make sure that I had Heatran. But knowing what Sly took, he ended up getting Volcanion after this. I should have gone with Electabuzz, which ended up getting taken by Ethan. So that's kind of unfortunate. Actually, it might have been the round before this that he took Electabuzz, which also was unfortunate. But there was nothing I could have done about that. So, unfortunate, of course. Now, the reason I put Heatran on the bench here is because I do get one transfer between the draft and week 1. So I can decide to move Heatran off of the bench for something on the main roster, which I'm probably definitely going to do, because Heatran should be on the main roster at all times, considering how good it is. Yeah, that's going to be... I'm not really going to say much else about Heatran. It's a Heatran. It does what it does. It doesn't have great recovery, but I have Sylveon, and like, Sylveon Heatran sounds disgusting. Especially in tandem with Slowking and Decidueye. So that's enough. We weren't able to afford a dragon on this team, unfortunately, because our final pick for the bench is our Raichu here. Raichu, it wasn't bad. I would have liked to have Electabuzz, as I said earlier, but it's not the worst thing in the world. It has Lightning Rod. It gives me an electric immunity to go along with Lando and Seismitoad already. Didn't really need the immunity, but it's more there for the fast electric roll, and also it's base 110 speed, unique speed tier on the team. It gets some good moves because of it being a Pikachu evolution, so it gets a bunch of different things that Pikachu normally would get, like extreme speed, like knockoff, just shit like that. Volt Tackle, of course. So Raichu, not the worst thing in the world. It's an electric type, which the team needed, and I am happy to have it. But besides that, it's probably not going to see too much action this season. It might see the bench for the majority of it, but if I do see the matchup where it could do work, I will be pulling it off of the bench. So that's all I gotta say really about Raichu here. And finally, it came down to the viewer pick. So looking at my 11 Mons here, here they are: Lando, Sylveon, Lucario, Decidueye, Slowking, Miltank, Drapion, Seismitoad, Mega Aerodactyl, Heatran, and Raichu. We were able to put down 4 viewer picks for a Twitter poll. I decided to put down Linoon, which was a potential viewer pick, Vivillon, regular Lopunny, and Aurorus. And guess which one ended up given to us? Yes, it was Aurorus. And I was happy. I wanted Aurorus because it gives me something like Freeze Dry, which is a brand new dimension to my team. Not to mention, new viewer pick rule, along with the new Z-move rule. Our viewer pick is able to use any Z-move. So Aurorus, out of those, probably the best Z-mover that I could have gotten. Vivillon, also pretty good. But Aurorus, it can use status Z-moves, but I probably won't. Just the fact that I have the option to run like Z Earth Power, Z Discharge, that could be good. Z Aqua Tail if I need to. Z Dark Pulse, all these options. Flash Cannon, look at all the options that it has. Tons and tons of options. Even an overpowered Blizzard, like with Sub-Zero Slammer, there we go. With Sub-Zero Slammer, that can do massive damage coming from Aurorus. Considering it only has base 99 special attack, giving it that extra boost is great. Aurorus is a really hard mon to switch into on the ladder in its respective tier in RU or NU, wherever the fuck it is. But it is definitely a nice mon. Aurorus we have is our VP and our Z Plus user. Like Aurorus, I'm happy to have you. Freeze Dry is the reason I wanted you, got you, and then that's cool. Now, on top of that, we were able to announce 2 extra Mons on our team as Z Captains. I decided one was definitely going to be Lucario. So, Lucario is going to be a Z-mover here. There's one of them. And the other one, I was stuck between... well, actually, no. The way that the Z-move worked is that you picked one from your S through B tier, and then one from your C through E. So, Lucario was definitely the one that I wanted from S to B. The only other one I would have considered was Heatran, but I felt that Lucario was probably a little better. And then from the C to E, it was going to be between Slowking and Raichu, and I decided to give it to Raichu. I know I did say that Raichu was going to ride the bench most of the season, but giving it the option to have a Z-move for when it does come off just makes it that I think that makes Raichu a ton more useful. It's a better opportunity cost on Raichu to have it on it rather than to have it on Slowking or Decidueye. mostly because I'm going to want to run other items on Slowking and Decidueye. I know that for certain. Slowking definitely could have been a good option, but it is pretty slow, and I probably am going to run it more defensive this season, if I were to say. So putting it on Raichu, like I said, it adds to the opportunity cost. I lose less by not having it on Slowking than I would from not having it on Raichu, so might as well put it on there. So that's why I decided that. That is going to be our team for this season. Let me know what you guys think of the team. And first game on Tuesday. Week 1, we're playing against Freedomion and the Welchion. So throwback to Season 1. Just a heads up, we beat him. Spoilers. Oh my god, it happened like 2 years ago. But yeah, we beat him in the first and only matchup that we've ever played. And it was a pretty good game. So I hope that you guys are as excited as I am to move into the season. And let's shoot for a perfect season. Why not? Yeah, let's do it. Let's shoot for it. So that's what my goal is this season. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like on this video, and leave a comment down below what you think of the team, and I will see you guys next time.